in the Lone Star Land, with boots on my feet and dreams in my hand. A little sassy but a whole lot of grace. You'll see that fire when you look in my face. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Barbecue smoke, Friday night lights, cheering for the Astros under Texas skies. A little bit stubborn, a whole lot of charm. This big old heart will keep you warm. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. From the bluebonnet fields to the city streets, every step I take feels like home to me. With a little sass and a lot of pride, this Texas girl's got nothing to hide. I'm a Texas girl with a heart so wide, family and friends always by my side. From the crack of dawn to the stars at night, I keep it real, keep my soul burning bright. Gummy shoe prints, laid them down the street. Chocolate wrappers hiding secrets sweet. They don't miss a beat, they've got a knack. With licorice ropes pulling answers back. Twist the wrapper to reveal the truth. A sticky web spun by a candy sloop. No sour lies can escape the grip. These lollipops always crack the
Well, hello, my beautiful friends. How is everyone doing today? I hope everybody's had a great day. Thank you all so much for being here. Hello, Selena. Hello, Sheila. How you doing? And Saved by Grace. Hello to you, Daisy Dukes. Miss Rhonda. Hello, Cooper. Let's see who else we got. Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? Let me see here. Hi, me and you. How are you? Good to have you. Miss Kathy. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Hi, Diana. How are you? Oh, goodness. That's a chore sometimes. I tell you, getting the plants in for the winter. I remember those days. Let's see here. Anybody else sneak in with us today? Gabby Mist, how are you? Lisa King, Roxy R, TJ, just my girls. Hello, hello. And I think we got everybody. Oh, Alicia, hello to you. Anybody I missed? My phone skipped on me. YouTuber, how you doing? Welcome, everybody. Good deal. Hey, Blue Eyes. Good to have everybody with me today. Thank you all so much for being here. Viva, no ma'am. She has gotten to where she hears the kids coming in because the garage door, we can hear it. And the doorknob is just a handle that goes out to the side that you can pull down. She's learned that she can open doors now. Viva, come. She knows she's in trouble. But anyway, so welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. I before I started, said a prayer, and my prayer today was for each and every one of you that come in and listen, whether you're chatting, whether you're just listening, whether you come in later on replay. But I just ask God to bless each and every one of y'all in just a simple way. And I hope and pray each of you find a blessing of some sorts in your life. So, welcome everybody. Come on in, everybody. Good to have y'all. Um, Before we get started, I'm going to ask TJ if she will drop the link. I have another channel that I've had for a while. It just was a very small thing, just getting it started, and then kind of let it go by the wayside. But I have another channel, and it's called What the Fuss. I've been trying to decide what I'm going to do with it. And oh, Miss Rhonda says, I found one here and now a lot. Y'all are all such a blessing to me. Good, Daisy, good. Well, on my other channel, I am going to start doing a Friday night and a Saturday night live where I'm in the process, haven't got started with this yet, but getting my email set up for it to where this is going to be kind of a whatever type of stream where if you have questions or you have a subject or you want advice of any sorts, you email it in. And on Fridays and Saturday nights, we're going to go over to that channel. I will read them out omitting the names, of course, and bring up that subject, and we'll all discuss it. See if we can't find answers for someone that's curious. So it's just all kinds of things. And thanks to Miss Rhonda for the advice on what to do with my other channel. So I thought I would get that up and going. It'll be something different, something we don't have, going right now. So, anyways, I will get that all in progress, and hopefully we can get going this week. If not this weekend, we'll do it next weekend for sure. But all I got to do is get my email, make sure my email is still set up for that channel. And then that would be the email that you email to. So I will get that information to y'all when we're ready to go. But I think it would be a fun time. Different topics. Nothing is off the table unless it's absolutely not something we can talk about on social media. But What the Fuss is the name of the channel. So I appreciate it if each of y'all would go over and give it a like, subscribe. Subscribe to it, hit that bell, do all for notifications so you get a notification each time we start getting ready to go live. So thank y'all for that. And we'll do that for some extra. Have something to do. I thought that would be a really cool way to just get away from true crime for a little bit. And thank you to those who are subbing up. So anyways, let's get started for today. Frustrations in the Sebastian Rogers case. And TJ, you're funny. Some people think TJ's my bulldog. It's quite funny, but no crime drama. That's it, Miss Rhonda. No crime drama at all. Over there, we can be a little more free to speak on other things and not have it clash in with these missing cases. It's hard to do things here outside the norm, only because this channel is mostly related to those kids. So you have to be careful. I don't want to do anything that would disrespect anyone that we talk about over here in their case. So that's going to be a good alternative for us. So I hope y'all look forward to that. But today, frustrations in the Sebastian Rogers case, there are so many. Guys, there are so many frustrations when it comes to Sebastian Rogers' case. And I thought we would discuss some of that. I think all the frustrations with me began, like serious frustration for me began when, we had seen Jennifer Coffindaffer on the live with Mob Crew talking about this 3 a.m. light sources that we continue to see. They tried to tell us it was a trash truck, was what absolutely absurd. I can't believe that was even a discussion anyone had to do. But he showed the things that he was finding. Amazing job he has done on the Sebastian Rogers case, and especially with the lights occurring at 3 a.m. He has good connections in that neighborhood. And so for her to come out and do a live and debunk these lights as nothing pertaining to Sebastian Rogers' case was the most frustrating thing I think we have encountered. There's a lot of aggravating stuff that has gone on throughout this case, lots of aggravation. But when it comes to frustrating, I believe that was when things started to fall apart into that frustration stage. And Miss Rhonda, look at you. Thank you so much, Miss Rhonda. You are so sweet. That is so precious of you. Just a special little thank you here for you. I appreciate you more than you ever know. Miss Rhonda is a beautiful person, y'all. We're lucky to have her. Thank you, Miss Rhonda. But for her to come on and debunk that and say that's nothing, got nothing to do with Sebastian going missing, although one of those particular lights ends up going to the direction of the back part of the Proudfoot home. And just hours later, Sebastian is reported missing. How is it possible that those two are not connected? And then the frustration just continued. She does tugs. She flip-flops. Yes. And it's very frustrating because we looked for her to guide us through on this case because of her expertise with the FBI and all of her knowledge that she has. And to come out and say that was like almost like a slap in their face. And of course, we're just keyboard warriors, but we're not stupid. We're not unintelligent. We're not so shallow that we can't see with our own eyes and look and dig into things and see that something is not right here. And I've been looking into that a little more and a little more. And those lights alone are reason for probable cause. An arrest could be made under probable cause. And let me tell you why. Because in order for the standard for being charged, probable cause, they must show probable cause. This is much lower standard and means there is a reasonable basis to believe that a crime has been committed and the person being charged likely committed that crime. That light video falls into that category, guys. There was one person in that home that was there that morning just hours after those lights. Yet there's no evidence of that young man ever leaving his home. And with that, there is probable cause. But they're not doing anything about it. Tap Dancer Lizzie, thank you so much for gifting a membership. And if you were the lucky person who received that membership, please make sure to tell Tap Dancer Lizzie thank you, because that was so gracious. And welcome to the South.
Welcome, welcome to the South. We break that good stuff down. We got enough to go around. So can I get a right and get down? Welcome to the South.
Welcome to our new member, and thank you so much, Tap Dancer Lizzie. Next week, we will be doing a members live. So, y'all, please join us for that next week. Into our new member, welcome. So, that began my frustration, not aggravating, not disappointment. It was when the frustrations began. Now, speaking of the light sources, I'm going to refer y'all to make sure you go watch Rich and Ruby. They're now saying the light source came from the road up above in the other neighborhood. Those lights, however, they say is a vehicle, a truck. He is showing amazing stuff on his channel and has been working with some engineers and some friends of his. And they're in the country in the dark around 3 a.m. at a distance of 200 to 300 feet away, showing us that truck and car lights, that sort of thing, never hit a tree and separate. They don't go different directions. They all stay unison with each other. Those headlights never veer off away from each other. And so y'all go check him out and what he's been putting out, because he is doing an amazing job. He's showing us it around, or really dark, early morning time. And he's only at 200 feet, 300 feet away. And it still does not look like the light video that we see. And according to his calculation and everything, from where they're saying that light source is coming from, that's about 600 feet away. No way. He's debunking it. It's great, because there's no way those lights are a trash truck. There's no way those are lights coming from a truck high up above their neighborhood in the other neighborhood. And so we continue as a group, all of us, to show as much as we can why that light video is so very important. Now we're going to go from that light source there and talking about that. The next huge frustration that I just couldn't believe we had to listen to came from the FBI. No, it was not someone putting out trash. Yeah. Diana, I wonder if he was part of it or knew about it or has knowledge of it and trying to cover up his relationship there. But the FBI put out this update searching for Sebastian Rogers. The FBI is offering a reward of up to $50,000 information leading to Sebastian's whereabouts. Now, I'm just going to read this to you. This is quite lengthy, but I'm going to read it to you and we'll talk. But it says, on February 26, 2024, Katie Proudfoot went to wake up her 14-year-old son for school. How is it that the FBI can't get his age correct? He was actually 15, not 14. It says, to her surprise, he was nowhere to be found. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers had spent the previous day with his mother. The pair shopped at a department store, played video games at a bowling alley, which quite frequently we can relay to now. The video evidence at the bowling alley shows them pulling in and starting the time clock, pulling out at 10 minutes. He didn't get to play a whole lot there, did he? Maybe one game. And had dinner at a local restaurant before heading home for the evening. After returning to their home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, Katie and Sebastian prepared for bed, saying goodnight sometime between 9 and 10. She tells us at 9 o'clock, she tells him it's time to go to bed. She had let him stay up a while longer, which 9 o'clock for a 15-year-old boy is just quite early, but to each their own. Now, Katie told us a little bit before 10, she heard a loud bang coming from Sebastian's room. Remember, the very first interview, she says, I fell asleep at 10, around 10 on the couch. But Mr. Chris comes in and he himself changes her whole timeline, saying she started falling asleep around midnight. So we have yet to have a consistent timeline of that night after they got home from Texas Roadhouse, guys. That is huge. The article goes on to say she yelled out to him to ask him if he was okay, to which he responded that he was. She told him to go to bed because they had to get up early for school the next morning. Katie called her husband, who was out of town in Southwest Tennessee for work, and the two of them spoke for nearly 2 hours before she went to sleep around midnight. First time she speaks, she tells us she was asleep at 10 o'clock on the couch. Not midnight. She said she woke up around midnight and went to bed. Once again, none of it matches. The next morning, when she was the beginning of what would become a massive search effort for Sebastian. Katie called her husband and told him she couldn't find Sebastian, that he wasn't in his room or anywhere in the house, said Carter. If y'all recall, Katie tells us she spent a whole minute, 1 minute, looking for her child inside the house, which goes right along with her spending 31 seconds driving down and coming back up the road in their neighborhood looking for her child with the windows rolled up. She's Speedy Gonzalez, guys. She just quick, Johnny on the spot, let's go. Doesn't take the time to actually look. Katie got into her car and drove around the neighborhood, 31 seconds, remember, and to Sebastian's school, which was less than a mile away from their home, searching for Sebastian before returning home. Guys, she drove through the parking lot. She never slowed down. Windows were up. There's video to confirm that, according to those who have seen the video. What kind of mother is she to not at least have her windows down calling for her child? And they do not mention the stop that she made at Worsham's, where there are eyewitnesses that say Christopher's mother was there that morning. Katie pulls up. They make an exchange of some sort from window to window in the car. During this time, her husband called the local emergency communication center and reported Sebastian missing. No 911 call made at all. No evidence that that call was ever made. There's none, because he didn't call 911. In my opinion only, guys. That's intentional, because he didn't feel this was an emergency. In the early days of the search, it seems Sebastian vanished without a trace. I would in my opinion, put this one sentence in the early days of the search. Change it in this whole entire search. It seems Sebastian vanished without a trace. Not just the early morning hours, even 18, almost 19 months later. There has been no trace. Sebastian's disappearance has deeply affected our community. Staying united and supportive will bring us close to the answers we're looking for. Detective Brandon Carter, Sumner County Sheriff's Office said. This case was kind of a question mark, said FBI Nashville Special Agent Robert Barrett. Mom wakes up and he's gone. There's a question mark, and we got to figure out what happened. That question mark only grew bigger as the search went on. Sebastian did not take any clothes, shoes, money, food, or his cell phone, said Carter. His cell phone and cash were both lying on the dining room table where they had been the day before when he went to bed. According to Katie, there was a small yellow flashlight that she thinks was missing. But that was the only thing that appeared to be gone from the house. Now, remember, folks, it's very important to remember it wasn't until the flashlight video came out and they were asked about a flashlight being missing that she recalled that happening, that's been missing conveniently. The first week in the search for Sebastian was a massive community and interagency effort between the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Emergency Management Agency, Hendersonville Police, Gallatin Police, Tennessee Highway Patrol, the FBI, Metro Police, Wilson County Sheriff's Office, Sumner County EMS, Sumner County Emergency Response Team, and several other agencies throughout Tennessee. That is a whole lot of agencies searching for one 15-year-old boy. One person, one child, one young teenage boy. And all of those agencies found zero, nothing, no evidence that this young man ever left his home. Said the search consisted of about 4.5 mile radius around Sebastian's home. There were roughly 2,000 searchers equipped with an app tracking their movements. The searchers could also use the app to plot things on a map that they observed while they were out searching. The total area they covered within that 4.5 mile radius was equivalent to a combined 44,000 acres. Guys, 44,000 acres and no sign, no evidence that that child, that young man had been anywhere in that area. At what point do you say he must have been taken way far outside that radius? Taken away. Because remember, he was a runaway. They don't talk about him being a runaway in the FBI report or update they have here. Katie and Chris both stood strong and firm on the fact that Sebastian ran away. In addition to ground searches, law enforcement employed every available resource at their disposal to locate Sebastian. Fire departments, mounted patrols, ATV search and rescue, canines, drones, helicopters, and even an airplane. During day 2 of the search, the Sumner County Sheriff's Department reached out to the FBI for assistance and specific resources that could potentially help find Sebastian, who has high functioning autism. They reached out to the FBI for specific resources only. This case is outside of Sumner County's normal routine and what they know how to do. But yet they only ask for specific things from the FBI. They didn't ask for their entire help with this entire case because they failed. To this day, 18 months later, they will not admit they have failed Sebastian and ask for the help needed. I contacted our FBI child abduction rapid deployment team for initial consults, and then they brought in the FBI behavior analysis unit to assist, said Barrett. The BAU shared a statistic that about 50% of autistic children are prone to wonder. Remind you, this young man did not like the outside. He was not a big fan of being outdoors a lot. He would not wonder unless there was a reason for him to wonder. So, if we're to believe he ran away, what caused that? He's not the kind of kid that's going to leave his home without his shoes. Remember, we just recently saw the picture of him in the flamingo float in a clean swimming pool, and he had shoes on. But we're supposed to believe he ran away for no reason whatsoever, barefooted. And he went out the door past 3 pairs of his shoes. If he was actually running away, he would have grabbed a pair of shoes on his way out that door. I'm going to bet money on that one. It says they are also naturally drawn to bodies of water, and 71% of fatal outcomes involve missing autistic children were a result of drowning. I don't even want to talk about that topic there. That information helped us focus search efforts in and around bodies of water. The search team drained ponds and searched waterways and lakes looking for Sebastian. In addition, law enforcement searched almost every home in the neighborhood. Video recordings from nearby homes and a dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave the house after their return home from dinner, and that no other cars were seen coming or going from Katie's home during the evening and early morning hours of the night or day Sebastian disappeared. Folks, that is important. Video recordings from nearby homes and dashboard cameras in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave the house after their return home from dinner that night. No other cars were seen coming or going from Katie's home during the evening and early morning hours of the night or day Sebastian went missing. Look at you go, Holly. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. So good to have you with us today, Holly. Thank you for that. Guys, that's huge. That it's telling you right there. No digital video or digital type of evidence ever seen Sebastian leaving that home. That's big. That's huge. And it makes it very frustrating because around the corner from the house, there was activity happening. And yet they want to say it's of nothing pertaining to Sebastian's case. We followed through on every tip that has come in, and Josh Savely, special agent in charge for the Criminal Investigation Division at the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. Some of those tips we continue to examine at a deeper level, but the vast majority we've cleared as either being irrelevant or ended with no results. The lack of answers in the search for Sebastian has pushed the community to widely share the story on online platforms, but law enforcement reminds the public to be wary of misinformation from unverified sources. Folks, I will say this. There have been several times that social media, mostly YouTube, has helped find people that have been missing, bodies of those that have been missing. They have been relevant at times. Yes, there are some bad information being put out every day, especially here on YouTube. And hello to everybody coming in. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. We are going over the FBI's updated thing they just put out recently, but I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Social media can be a good thing when it's used correctly. Sebastian's disappearance deeply affected our community, said Carter. We understand the desire for the community to want answers and for us to explain every step in the investigation. But we can't release all the case details without risking the integrity of this investigation. We ask that the community refocus on what matters most, and that's finding Sebastian. Guys, I'm going to hold and make this remark. What matters most is finding Sebastian. It's very much my opinion when I say Katie holds the key to that. Katie was the person, the very last person seen with Sebastian before he went poof and disappeared. We just heard from the FBI. He didn't go poof off of the front porch. There is no evidence, digital, video, nothing showing Sebastian walked off of that front porch and disappeared. So the key to finding Sebastian, in my opinion, lies with his mother. Thank you, Cheryl. Guys, I've got, and I'm going to take a pause here so those who are coming in can hear. I've got another channel. It's called What the Fuss. My mods have been dropping that link. We're going to start Friday nights and Saturday nights doing some call or some emails that I will receive of questions or advice or any type of subject that you would like to talk about, get opinions or advice on, or anything to that sort, I will read those emails, excluding names and not giving away any of your information. And then we'll have a discussion about that. It's just going to be something fun, something different, something to escape true crime and just interact and try to help in any way we can. It'll just be a fun little discussion group. And so if y'all'd like to be part of that, make sure to sub up and click that bell so you get all notifications. Click on that all and get all the notifications. So when we're ready and set up, we can get that channel going and just have a place to escape to from all the sadness of the true crimes that we handle each day. So it goes on to staying united and supported will help bring us closer to the answers we're looking for. Guys, I don't know how more united we can get. We have a huge group that is committed to Sebastian, who want the answers, who are trying every day to bring out everything we possibly can. It's important, very, very important that we get into a place where we can all work together. And that's our goal. It says promptly sharing tips and information with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI is the best way to help find Sebastian. If you have concerns, information concerning the whereabouts, please contact the Sumner Sheriff's County's Department. Goes on to stuff. It says continue to share Sebastian's official missing persons flyer and don't wait, said Sheriff Eric Craddock. You want to talk about frustration? Folks, we're fixing to talk about frustration, even higher level of frustration, because the words of Sheriff Eric Craddock continue to share Sebastian's official missing persons flyer and don't wait. Don't wait. Remember those words that the sheriff of Sumner County said, okay? Because we are going to get on that subject next. It goes on to say the FBI is offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to Sebastian's whereabouts. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office, TBI, FBI working collaboratively, sharing tips and information, urging the public to work with law enforcement in hopes of bringing Sebastian home. It's hard to work with an agency, though, that tells you that's not the kind of tips we want. That's not the kind of tips we're looking for. Very hard to work with that type of agency. Now, remember Sheriff Craddock's words. Share that. Share that. Share that flyer. It's important. The frustration in this case is unreal. The frustration is so aggravating. I'm fixing to read to you an email that was sent out. An email that shows those who have power and authority over the state of Tennessee doesn't even care that there is a big event coming to the hometown of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, his hometown, his area where he lived, where he went to school. People will be coming from far away to attend this event, this 3-day event. We asked to be able to set up a little small table to pass out and bring awareness to Sebastian Rogers, still missing. Hey, Charles. Sebastian is still missing, guys. Surprise, surprise. He is still missing. Everybody ask his mother, all of us on YouTube here, even Eric Craddock. Please, please continue to share his flyer. But yet, our Blue Eyes Jewel in chat was told that the city of Hendersonville would have to get the approval of the Proudfoot and the Bowersox family, okay? They would have to get their approval first. Well, we looked into things. We realized they were not even a sponsor for this event. They possibly could be on a committee that helps organize it, gets it going, all those things. Very possible. They didn't fund it. They did not create it. They did nothing. And I'm going to share this with you real quick because this was something I put together, because after we called out and we talked about, other channels talked about as well, I looked into every sponsor and none of them were related to the Proudfoot or Bowersox family. But ta-da, here we go. This is real quick. A little bit under pressure there. The second generation construction company is now a bronze sponsor. No, actually, Retha, I believe it's the 5th year. I believe it's the 5th year. But yeah, now with all the pressure put on, being called out, they are now a bronze, the lowest level sponsor for the event. The email was received in reply to the phone call that Blue Eyes made inquiring about a table. And the email that was sent back replied stating that at no time is there any information to be passed out, any type of material or informative materials to be passed out during the Pig Fest unless it was done by a sponsor. Hey, Miss Kelly. Okay. Hope everything came out well. I have been praying today for her to have good results. Um, Eric Craddock was mentioned. They can, Sheila. I believe they can. I believe there's a way. Eric Craddock was said to be another one that needed to be on board with passing out these flyers. Eric Craddock replied in an email when inquired about it. He said he had nothing to do with it, but hoped that if we did pass out flyers, to use the official flyer, the one with Sebastian as a small young boy. Makes no sense, but okay. So our Blue Eyes sent another email, guys. I'm going to read it to you. The subject: requests for clarification and support regarding awareness tent for Sebastian Rogers at Pigfest. Y'all want to talk about frustration? Listen to this reply that she gets. Her email was sent and it says, "Dear Commissioner Schmidt, my name is creator of Unheard Voices with Blue Eyes Jewels, and I am working alongside of Lolly Beautifully Broken. We're traveling to Hendersonville to honor missing child Sebastian Rogers and to raise awareness for all missing children. We had planned to set up a small awareness tent during Pigfest, but were told no by both Mr. John Mann, principal of George A. Witten Elementary School, regarding the use of school grounds, and by Mr. Andy Gilley, Parks and Rec Director for City of Hendersonville, regarding the event venue itself. During a phone conversation with Mr. Gilley, who was having lunch with Sebastian's parents at the time, we were further told that in order to set up, we would need the parents' permission. We were also informed we could not set up outside the venue either. With respect, we do not believe parental permission should be a requirement for a public awareness tent. This is a community cause, not a private family matter. The purpose for our tent is to keep Sebastian's name alive and to raise awareness for all missing children, something that should be encouraged and supported by the community at large. We are committed to handling this with the utmost respect. We will provide our own equipment, maintain a clean space, and ensure our presence is positive and beneficial to Hendersonville and the Pigfest event. I'm reaching out to ask for your clarification and support. Is there a way we can be granted permission to set up an awareness tent either at Pigfest or in a nearby location accessible to the public? This effort is about children who cannot speak for themselves, and it is our responsibility as a community to make sure their stories are not silenced. Wonderful, beautifully put by our beautiful Blue Eyes Jewels. The response. This is from Don Schmidt, Commissioner. I'm sorry to hear that you're running into this issue. I am not sure about the city code's ordinances. It may be the case here as to setting up a tent. You may want to reach out to Karen Strom. She has been helpful in coordinating prayer vigils in the past. She may be able to help you with this as she's done so in the past. I do not have her direct contact info. However, you could message her through her Facebook account. and it says, "Thank you." That's it. That's all a commissioner is wanting to do to help spread awareness for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, is to refer you to a woman. He doesn't have her contact information, but look her up on Facebook. He's a commissioner for that area, and he has no clue. Never once did he say, "Let me do some checking. Let me see what I can find out. Let me help in any way I can to bring awareness to Sebastian's case." Are we serious right now? Does anyone in the city of Hendersonville, in the county of Sumner County, Tennessee, want Sebastian actually found? Is my question. I do not understand. I do not understand at all in any way how no one is willing to stand up for missing kids. Valley Gal says, "I know, shocking, right? Welcome to Sumner County. It's insane." And in my opinion, he has a clue but doesn't want to be involved at all. Uh, I mean, it's great that he gave a name, but he's a person that could actually make something happen and pushes it off. The frustration behind this child being missing and people in positions that could actually do something but will not is ridiculous. Exactly, Patty Lee. It's like everyone in the damn county is afraid. Very well put. It's unreal. We, normal, everyday people who enjoy trying to help spread awareness for children that are missing, we're on Sebastian's case, looking into doing anything possible. People are willing to drive hours to be there to represent Sebastian, to let everybody that walks by know this child is still missing. He is not here. Can you help? Do you know anything? Please say something. And those who are there won't do anything. Now we're supposed to believe the lights have nothing at all to do with Sebastian. Just ignore the 3 a.m. lights. Why? Because it's too obvious, Mr. Craddock? Is it too obvious that there was foul play going on? Is that what it is? If FBI is telling us Sebastian and Katie arrived home after their dinner at Texas Roadhouse, never did they leave any time after that until that early morning at 6 something. No video or evidence shows a car going to their house and leaving. Did not show Katie and Sebastian, neither one, walk away from that home. But on the back side of that house, in the dark, there's activity, and we're supposed to just forget all about it. That's what they're doing. That's what they're saying. That is what Sebastian himself is up against. And the one person that could put all of it to rest is the one person that was left alone in their home on Stafford Court that morning. And yet she decided to use the runaway theory to get everybody to look outside of that home, far away, and then decided to take a vacation. Yes, anyone can remain anonymous. You can call in from a payphone if they still have them. It doesn't matter. If someone would just make that call, give that information, hang up, and leave that area. But how many people are helping to cover up this missing child's case? How many people are going to sit and live their lives knowing they have failed this child? How is it possible that these people can get away with it this long and it still continues every day? The frustrations are growing. The frustrations continue. The frustration has reached an all new level. It's crazy to me what they want us to believe. I've said it before, it insults my intelligence. For you to sit here and tell me that these 3 a.m. lights mean nothing. Has nothing to do with their home. Has nothing to do with them individually. You want what do you want for the FBI? What info? Hang on, I'll pull it up. It's just aggravating and has became to the point to where it's unnecessary. Unnecessary. Hang on, let me go back here. I'm going to pull this up to show you. Oh, no. You can go to FBI.gov. It tells you what they do, all the things. And let me see. I know you can call 1-800 FBI. Find contact information. Let me get this for you. I'm going to put this up on the screen if y'all want to take a screenshot. It has. Yeah, I don't trust TBI. I don't trust Sumner County. And it says, here we go. Okay, here is all the information right here. Submit a tip is all right here. You can call 1-800 call FBI. Submit a tip is tips.fbi.gov right here at the top. You can contact your local FBI field office. One 800-225-5324. So there you go. For any email, you could do tips.fbi.gov. And I'm sure your local office would have an email that you could email them. So there you go. Hope that helps. Yeah, nothing about the car sitting there. Nope, they focused on everything in front of the home, but omitted everything happening in the back of the house. And so, with that, the frustrations continue. They tell us, they say there was no activity at all showing Katie nor Sebastian leaving their home. Nothing, no vehicle came to their home and left from their home during that crucial time frame. That's because everything was happening behind their home. And with the FBI stating those words, and give me a minute and I'm going to find where it, let me find where it says that. And we're going to read that again because video recordings from nearby homes and a dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian did not leave the house after their return home from dinner, and that no other cars were seen coming or going from Katie's home during the evening and early morning hours of the night or day Sebastian disappeared. Folks, that right there says they have evidence that Sebastian did make it home. According to what this says, video recordings from nearby homes and a dashboard camera in Katie's car showed that Katie and Sebastian didn't leave their home after their return from dinner. There was no other activity. Guys, Sebastian did not leave his home. He did not walk out his front door. When you have a mother and a stepfather saying this child left our home, he went out the front door and disappeared somewhere out there. And yet the FBI tells us once Katie and Sebastian got home, no one left that home. No vehicle came or went from that home at all. There's video evidence to say Sebastian did not leave that home. If he did not walk out that front door, Katie and Chris's story turns to crap, in my opinion. And let me tell you why. That was the only door for him to leave out of that would lock back. The other ones, he would have had to have a key, and he did not have keys to those doors. So how were the doors locked when Katie got up? How was she locked inside that home if Sebastian left that home? He would have had to went out the back in the dark. And yet that door was locked. She was locked in that home. The only option they had was him leaving that front door, because it probably, more than likely, automatically locks after so many seconds. Their only option they had, the FBI proved, did not happen. So what is left to do? You look at the person that was with him inside that home. What did she do with that child? Because this child did not do this on his own. It doesn't take an FBI investigator to figure that out. Katie was the person in that home. She tells us, her husband tells us, Sebastian left out that front door. Chris goes a little further and says he stepped off that front porch and poof, disappeared like a ninja in the night. The FBI tells us that did not happen. So if he didn't leave on his own, how did he leave? That's only a question Katie Proudfoot can answer, because she was the only person locked inside that house the next morning when she reported him as a runaway, that we now know and the FBI has proven is a lie. And yet still no arrest. Exactly, me and you. Make it make sense, because none of it does. Their story that they tell on day one got blown to hell within 3 minutes. Their timeline they tried to set got busted up in 3 minutes time for the very first interview they did. Katie tells us, hang on, let's just listen to this. Let me pull this up because we're going to listen to it again. The very first time they talk to anyone was on day 8, and that was with Duchess on her YouTube channel. Day 11, they speak to the news. If you were so desperate, so desperate to find your child, you would be out talking to anybody and everybody, but listen to this timeline get destroyed in the first 3 minutes, guys. This, along with the fact that the FBI tells us no one walked out the front of their home. No one. And yet Katie was left inside that house by herself. Looks pretty obvious to me. Hang on. Here we go. Let's watch this.
And gone.
He didn't. You were out of town at work,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you were not even home.
Correct, ma'am.
And Mom, you fell asleep on the couch about 10 o'clock, but you said that Sebastian went to bed at 9 p.m. And then you got up off the couch and you went to bed, and you said that was around midnight. And nothing was unusual at that point. Everything seemed okay.
There's actually a piece of, so to make something very crystal clear, so that way there's transparency across the board. Me and the mom were on the phone at 9:43 or 9:46 in the evening. We stayed on the phone for quite some time. The call logs have been verified by all the police departments, TBI included. We stayed on the phone. It was very lengthy. Mom did slightly start falling asleep while she was on the couch. I had said, hey, you need to wake up, put the dogs up, go to bed. Now, mind you, that was right around midnight, just before midnight or right around midnight.
Dad, stepdad, changes the whole timeline in the first 3 minutes of their interview for the very first time. That timeline has never been set and remained the exact same this whole entire time. Never once has it remained intact for a definite timeline of each and everything that happened that night. Mom said with her own words, she fell asleep on the couch around 10, woke up around midnight. Midnight is the key word here because their phone call was all the way until midnight. But she said she fell asleep, and stepdad comes in to make it all crystal clear. Mom started falling asleep and he told her to get up and go to bed, put the puppies away, blah, blah. And mind you, that was around midnight, he said. That woman has said she fell asleep around 10 on the couch. She told us she fell asleep around 11 on the couch. She told us that she talked on the phone until midnight when she went to bed. She told us she was studying her class stuff. What happened in that home? What happened inside that house when they returned from Texas Roadhouse? The only thing that has remained consistent with her story is she heard a noise come from Sebastian's room. What happened to that child? What was that thud? What was the noise? What happened to Sebastian in that home? And how did he leave? You have a story of a missing child that is believed or have been told that he ran away, but the FBI has told us there's no evidence of that happening out that front of the home. His mother tells us, his stepfather tells us, every other door is locked with the key from the outside. And Sebastian didn't have keys. He only had the code to the front door. So you put all of this evidence, and I call it evidence, because they tell us from the FBI they have video footage of Sebastian arriving home. Retha, welcome to the membership. Look at Retha. Let's play you a song. Welcome to the South, Retha.
Welcome to the South. We break that good stuff out. We got enough to go around. So can I get a break and get down? Welcome to the South.
Welcome, Retha. You've been with us for a long time, but thank you for joining the membership. Miss Kelly here says, KP, what were you really studying that night? Could it have been how everything was going to go down at 3 a.m.? Just asking. Exactly. Because the FBI states clearly nothing, no one left that home that night. Katie and Chris tell us there's no way the doors could be locked because he didn't have a key. So it's process of elimination. He went out that front door. Well, that didn't happen according to the FBI. And we see around 3 a.m. activity happening behind their home through the courtyard area. We see one light source that they want us to believe is a trash truck, but one light zooms off and runs back to the back of the Proudfoot home. And guess what, folks? We have one person locked inside of their home just hours later. Katie Proudfoot, your child needs you now more than ever. Whatever happened, it's time to tell the truth. Folks, I'm not making none of this up. I'm not saying this in a way that makes Katie look bad. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm here for Sebastian. I'm here because Sebastian can't speak out to tell us what happened. He's not here to tell us that. Where is he? And according to what we've been over today, listening to what the FBI put out in a written statement, and you compare Katie and Chris's words, the only thing that's left is Katie locked inside that home. How did that happen if nobody left from the front? How is it that that light source happening in the back of their home that night is not relevant to this case? When one light only goes back to that home, and one light and one person only is locked inside of their home, and a young man is missing. If that's not probable cause, folks, I don't know what else there is to do. I don't know what else there is to share. I don't know what more can be done, but I'm going to say this. No one around that young man who has authority to get the answers they need from the person that holds the key to all of it. No one is doing anything to help Sebastian. And it's absolutely sad. Where is Sebastian? Is he somewhere safe? Has he been put somewhere in a home, in a school, or something like that? That would be amazing. But the truth needs to be told. What was that noise in Sebastian's room? Because that's the only thing that has remained consistent in their story of that night after they got home from Texas Roadhouse. What happened to this young man? Where is this young man? It's time for people in positions to take charge and do what's right for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Because right now, you're looking very pathetic as a law enforcement agency. Guys, I want to remind everyone that listens or tunes in or pays any attention to this, myself, along with moderators, subscribers, and anyone in my chat, express their opinions. On this channel, we present speculation, possibilities, and show things found for everyone to decide for themselves what opinion they have. We're here for helpful purposes only. We're not here for drama, hate, or anything negative. Please respect all opinions. And a reminder to those that need to be reminded, my content is not to be used in a negative way at any time. Guys, Sebastian matters. Sebastian matters. We need to stay on this case. We need to stay vigilant. We need to continue to put pressure on those who have the power to make good choices. If we, as keyboard warriors, as everybody likes to call us, can do the process of elimination with the facts that we're given, the things that we see, if we can do this and we can realize one person's locked inside that home, one thing has remained consistent throughout their stories is that there was something that happened in Sebastian's room that night, and that Katie was locked inside her home all by herself, and Sebastian had no way to lock the back door. So how is it possible? The last person to be with Sebastian needs to be looked into. Guys, I thank you for all being here and caring enough about Sebastian to come in and to listen to these things that we're finding, these things that we're getting responses from that blow my mind as to why no one wants to help prove that this child needs help. His voice matters, and he's not here to be able to even speak. And just on a happy note, I was going to put this out yesterday, forgot all about it. So I went in and edited it for everybody's information. There are only 5 days until fall. There are only 44 days until Halloween, 71 days until Thanksgiving, and you better get to shopping because there's only 99 days till Christmas. I thought y'all would enjoy that. Just keeping y'all updated and on your toes. Woo, it's almost fall. My favorite season. I honestly believe it. It's my favorite season. So, guys, Sebastian Matters. Oh, Miss Rhonda, you give that boy a hug for me. Tell him I am praying for him daily. He matters. Look at reality. She's making us look bad, y'all. She said, I got half my Christmas shopping done. You go, girl. Okay. Michelle sent us some new pictures. Guys, we have some more pictures to look at pertaining to that 3 a.m. And y'all stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, sub up to my other channel, What the Fuss. I'm going to get it up and going. We're going to have some fun on Fridays and Saturday nights and get a chance to just release our minds and think about some other stuff. Yeah, right, Pink Warrior? If only Texas would realize it's fall. We won't get our fall until close to Thanksgiving, probably. In Texas, we don't have all the seasons. It doesn't seem like. Some seasons only last about a week or so. But anyways, thank you for being who you are. I love you all so, so much. Oh, yeah, reality. We're going to do it. You know, I've had this other channel for a while, let it kind of go dormant, but we're going to kind of revamp it. I am going to put out the email soon. Anybody has a subject you want to talk about, get advice about, or just have everybody talk about, and you will email it to me. I will read the email, and names it and identity will remain anonymous as always. And we'll all discuss it, see what we can do, what conclusions we can come to. It'll be something new to do, something to kind of break our minds off away from the grim of the missing children. So, anyways, guys, y'all be safe out on these streets. And remember, there is a body that was just found not very far in the, I believe, in the river. No identity, no indication, male or female. Say a prayer for that family. And let's hope it's not Sebastian. But if it is, let them figure it out. Y'all have a super great night, everybody. Love and hugs to each and every one of you. And we'll see you soon. Bye.